The Navajo Nation Special Diabetes Program presents another recipe.
Hello, I'm with the Navajo Special Diabetes Program, and today we are going to learn how to make Navajo tamales. We need 3 to 4 quarts of hot boiling water, so we're going to put some water into this pot, and it has to be very hot. We need husk to roll the tamales, so I need at least 10 of these husks soaked in water while I'm preparing the dough. The reason is these debris needs to be washed off, cleaned off, any debris, and to make it softer, so when you roll it, the husk doesn't break. So we're going to put these into the bowl. So they are soaking right here. I put some skinny ones in there. These we will tear them into strips so we can tie the husk. So we'll do that one. These larger one we will use for rolling. So we'll just let them soak there while we make the dough. I have 1 cup of cornmeal here, white cornmeal, and I have 2 cups of water boiling here, and I'm going to add 1/4 of a cup of raisins in here. I'm going to put the raisins in there so it can give it flavor. And I'm going to let that boil for a while, just stir it until the juice turns kind of brownish, and then we'll make the dough. Okay, the raisin and water has been boiling for about 5 minutes, and it has turned sort of brown, so we're going to add it to the cornmeal and mix it. The raisin will make it sweet. That is why it's called sweet tamales. So you just mix it and make sure all the cornmeal is moistened. We're just using the raisin to make it sweet, but you can add chili or whatever you like into it, but we're using the raisins. And the raisins also gives it vitamins and iron as well. And the cornmeal itself gives it fiber, so it's very nutrient. And this consistency is very good. It's doughy and it's not too watery, so I don't need the 1/2 cup. So the amount of water that I put in is really good. I didn't use all of the water, but it's nice and soft. It's not very dry, so it's really good. So what I'm going to do now is make strips to tie the tamales. So I'm just going to make a few strips. I'm not making them too narrow, because if I make them too narrow, it's narrow at the end. When I try to tie it and pull it, it's going to break, so we don't want it to break. So I'm kind of making them a little wide. I'm using the skinny husk. And then I'm going to take the larger husk out and squeeze out the excess water, and then put it on a paper towel. I'm going to dab it so it's not too... Dab each one of them so it will be ready for the next one. We want them moist but not too wet. So dab each one of them like that. and make sure they're clean. So I take one husk and then fill it with about 2 tablespoons of the mixture, the cornmeal mixture, and then just roll it just like a tamale. And then we fold the ends, both ends, and get a string and tie it. And get another one and tie the other end, because if this comes out like this, then it's going to leak out and you're going to lose all your tamale mixture. So there we have one. Spread it out just like you're making the tamale masa, and fold it, and then there's a wheat germ too that you could use to make it sweet. You can use any kind of corn, yellow, white, or blue, but if you use blue cornmeal, you make sure that you use juniper ash with it. Some people put greasy meat in it, like pork and mutton and things like that have a lot of fat, and that leads to diabetes and other health complications, which is why special diabetes program is encouraging not to use a lot of fat so we can have healthier lives. Our children and grandchildren will live longer. And not to add a lot of sugar, because that's also a health complications. So we are encouraging less sugar, less salt, less fat. From the start to finish, it took about 20 minutes, and the water has been boiling, and so far we made 9 tamales. So now we're ready to put them in the hot boiling water. So we just be careful as you put them in, don't splash it, just put them in slowly. If you have a child that's helping you, make sure the adult is the one that's putting in the tamales. So we'll just let that boil for about 30 minutes. Okay, these tamales are ready, so I'm gonna take them out and put them in a bowl here and just let them cool. Okay, there is our tamales. These are the traditional food. They were here before the long walk. And I just want to pass this on to younger children to experience what I experienced, and the taste of tamales, fresh tamales while it's still hot. We encourage healthy eating and healthy cooking. We would like our people and the people of the world to live healthy. I'm a nutritionist for a special diabetes program. I encourage you to be active, be healthy, and prevent diabetes. And cooking is one way to be healthy. Take your time when you're cooking and think positive. And speak kind words to your family when you're cooking. Because everything that you think about, everything that you say goes into the food. So think about yourself, your family, and prevent diabetes.